Hello everyone. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Let's see who is in the chat so far. Oh, can I get a thumbs up if you can see me or hear me, please? Thank you very much, Richard. Okay, good morning to Betty, Richard. Oh, Artsy is here from sunny, cold California. And I know there are so many of you here, and I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Good morning, Jan. I was a little worried. I came in to do my welcome little message here that I usually pin to the top. Forgot to pin. Anyway, and I didn't see any of you chatting, and usually before I start there are chatters, so I was worried that maybe my link wasn't going to work. But anyway, I am glad you guys are here. So welcome to What's Up Wednesday for February 4th, 2026. I got a lot going on this week. Well, in general, but don't we all? Okay, so first off, I always love to say welcome from beautiful northern Maine. Today is very warm. We're sitting at 19 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -7 Celsius. And if it doesn't sound warm to you, it's better than 38 below. That's all I'm saying. Hi, Georgina. Oh, -18 in Ontario. She knows what I'm talking about, and I know a lot of you do. Hello, Katie Crafts. Oh, hello to Unity, Maine. Hey, Laura Sup. I emailed you this morning. Finally. Glad to have you here. Oh, there's Judith French. Good to see you, Judith. She says, hello, everyone, on this sunshiny day. The Sewing Birch. Good morning to you as well. Peggy Lee. Goodness. I just love everyone coming in and saying hello. Now, I know when I say that, I don't mean to leave out the ones who are quiet, because I know that you're there. You're listening, you're working on something, or maybe you're just relaxing and listening. Anything is fine. It's all good. It's all good, and I'm glad you're here. Hi, Lynn. She says the sun is shining in Northern California. Hi, Madeline. All right, so I would like to welcome everyone, whether this is your 90th time or your first time here. But if it's your first time here, I would love for you to pop in and say hello on the live chat, or maybe in the comments section, just to let me know that you're out there. Okay, Betty says it's 30 degrees in Idaho. Is that like average, Betty, for this time of year? Okay, Laura, thank you. No hurry. Believe me, I'm so slow in responding to people on everything, so there's no worry that way. I would like to take a moment to thank my girls, my admin girls, for always being so helpful to me, and in turn to all of you through what they do. They take time out of their lives to help me out, and I appreciate it more than they know. I really do. Hi, Terry. Speaking of, see, she just wanted me to wait. No, I was going to say she wanted me to wait, but there are her 3 pink waving hands. It's gotten to be a tradition now. You're going to have to do that every time, Terry. And there's Lori. Oh, Jan says it's up to 24 degrees in Minnesota now. And there's Jill coming in right behind Lori. Glad to have you ladies. And Judy is here. 22 in Unity. So you guys are 3 degrees more than we are. And Terry says, good day to all visiting Marie today. Yes, hello to everyone. As I said, if you've been here before, say hi. If you're new, say hi. We'd love it. Okay, Vic says hello, Fog in Valley in California. Thank you for all your teachings. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Is this your first time in the live stream? Because you get the little chair happy dance because I'm happy to have you here, and I know all the other chatters are happy to have you here as well. We have a great group of people. Dana wanted to thank the person that gave me information on where to get Lorelei Harris chicken print. Thank you very much. Yeah, isn't that adorable? And was it Terry that did that? Because I didn't have the link. All I did was tell you about it, which I'm going to talk about Lorelei Harris here in a minute. It's coming up. Georgina spent the morning cutting out fabric baskets to store socks and underwear. Still reviewing my dressmaking skills. Well, you keep at it, Georgina. You're doing wonderfully. Good morning, June. Well, good afternoon now for my time. It's 12:06. Good afternoon. And there's one of our other wrench holders. Honor says, hey to all. I have a repair person coming, so I'll have to catch the replay. Love and hugs to all. Thank you for dropping in and saying that, Honor. It means a lot. We realize you didn't have to take the time to come in and do that, but we all appreciate it. Hope your repair goes well, doesn't get too costly, and have a great afternoon. Let's see. We have Terry says that they're having a heat wave. It's 32 degrees with a real feel of 24. Well, there you'll be toasty and tanned before we know it, Terry. Alrighty. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is I like to thank Kimberly. Now, Kimberly has a shop called MyFabricAddiction. Her link is down below in the description box. Now, she is always having sales. She has beautiful fabric, quick shipping. If you have an issue, she gets back to you really quickly. She sponsors our weekly fabric giveaway. Now, if you live in the U.S. and you haven't won anything from my channel in the last 90 days, you are eligible to have your name put in the proverbial hat. All you have to do is, after this video is over with, you need to leave me a comment with the word fabric in it. And that will be drawn the next What's Up Wednesday. I can't thank her enough. She sends out these fabric prizes, and anyone who has ever received one has been very happy with it. There are pre-cuts and fat quarters. You just never know what you're going to get in your surprise prize. So just keep hanging in there. Your turn will come to win. And I apologize that those outside the country don't have the ability or the chance at this, but it's postage costs, and I'm sure you all understand that. Jan says, I've got banana bars about ready to come out of the oven. I'll be listening though. Okay, you do that. That sounds good. Good morning, Deb. Thank you so much for being here with us. I appreciate that. Since it is the first What's Up Wednesday of the month, I would like to do our little reminder. And that is, if you haven't dusted your machine, just recently, mind you, it's probably time to do it. It gathers up, as you know, quickly, very quickly. Don't forget to lift your bobbin case and take a Q-tip or whatever you use and grab that dust. While you're right there, if your machine requires oil, check to see if you need a drop or two of oil, as well as changing your needle. Now, I try to be really mindful of changing my needle now, but years ago I wasn't. I would just leave that thing in there, and then sometimes I'd have issues and couldn't figure out what it was until I realized I need to make a habit out of changing my needle. So yeah, there's that. So those are your reminders. Now, before I get into talking about sewing, I want to say I have a note here for myself that says Happy Mail, ? And I'll get more into the why here in a few minutes, but it seems to me I got a package this week, and you might think, oh, Marie, that sounds awful, you don't know, but the week I have had, I can't remember if it was the week before that I received it or not. So I asked my husband, he said, I don't think you got anything this week. So if you sent something and I'm not acknowledging it this week, I will do it for the next What's Up Wednesday, because I would never want to leave anyone out, because I appreciate all you guys do for me. Let's see, Lori is reheating spaghetti, and Melissa Makes Quilts says, hi, Marie and everyone. Well, hello to you. All right. I have been trying, I think I forgot last time, but trying to tell you about non-sewing channels, okay, that I follow or that I have seen on YouTube. Sometimes, you know, when we're working on our projects or just hanging out, cooking or cleaning, we like to listen to things. And you might have podcasts you listen to, and that's great, but a lot of times I'm on YouTube just listening. Okay, so I pick up on quite a few channels, and this one, I've been following her for roughly a year now, maybe close to it, and her name is Marissa. Her channel is Marissa in China. She moved to China to be a teacher, and she was a teacher, and she met her husband, and they got married, and they now have a baby who just turned a year old. She'll say, well, let's go to the grocery store, or what's different about this in China versus the States, or whatever. Very interesting channel, I find. And her link is down below in the description box if you would like to check out Marissa. Just a great all-around channel as far as I'm concerned, and it might be good for you to check it out as well if you want a new channel. Well, hello, Glenda. And we don't call her Glenda the Good Witch like in the movie. She's always good, and we know this. She needs no introduction. Glad to have you here, Glenda. We hope that you're having a great day. It's been so good for you to good to see you drop in. Glenda was always here every single week. She's been a great supporter, subscriber, and friend. But she's had a lot going on for the past little while, and so we're glad when she's able to pop in. Georgina said, had to do that after I quilted a quilt for my son's girlfriend. Used an old wool army blanket for batting, just a lap size. Okay, I'm getting behind here. Goodness. Hi, Lynn. Lynn says, good late afternoon, Marie and Chatters. Sun is setting on a lovely sunny day here in the UK. So sick of rain. Did I do that face right? I heard that it rains all the time in the UK. But does it really rain like every day, or is it just a lot of rain? All right. Let's see. Oh, Lisa, hey there. She says, there you are. Hi, Marie, and our most superior subscribers. I love it. This lady has a way with words. Yeah. I'm trying to come up with a nickname for each of my admin girls, and I started calling Honor the secretary this morning because she reminded me, as she did last week, that coming up on the 6th, so Friday, is my 3-year YouTube anniversary. It will be 3 years on Friday since I put out my first video. And it's been a ride. The last year has been really different, and I realize I haven't been putting out the tutorials that I was. I haven't felt well for a long time, and I know you guys know that. So I'm going to cover that as quickly as I can. Okay? I have bounced back and forth on what to say, how much to say, and that's been just since yesterday, okay, that I thought this. I've had so many of you ask me I have had people in the live chat ask me if I was okay because they saw my drastic weight loss. I've had emails and private messages, and I have never had an answer. At first, I would attribute it to one thing, and then another thing, and oh, it's probably this. And you know, we can do a lot of that with ourselves. We can play these games where, oh, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I had to go to the emergency room the other night, and they did a lot of blood work. They did blood work, you know, the whole routine screening thing, and a CT. And I won't get into all the symptoms other than the weight loss, but there are many more symptoms than that. Basically, they said my blood work looked really good. My kidney function, liver function, pancreas, everything seemed okay, you know, that way. CT scan did not show anything, really. Trying to think. I know you're all sitting there listening and wondering. I really don't know what to say other than I saw my primary care provider yesterday, and she's going to do a whole workup. I'll probably have to have an endoscopy. I have to go see a gastroenterologist in Bangor, which is a little over 2 hours south of here. It's a bigger hospital. Closest one is there. Ultrasound. I'm trying to think. There's more than that. Anyway, I'm going to be having a bunch of tests coming up so that they can try to zoom in on what might be happening here. So when, like, back when my channel was first new, even into a year and a half, coming up on 2 years, if I received an email, I was on it. If I had a comment, I was on it. As they say, like white on rice, I was on it. But as I've been more tired and everything, I just haven't been. And then I feel bad because there's some of you who I was you know, just having conversations with, whether it be on Messenger or by email, and I just couldn't keep up anymore. And it's not for lack of wanting to. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, other than I appreciate all your support and understanding as all this is happening. And it is indeed happening. I feel like I'm along for the ride. I've lost 57 pounds. I've lost a drastic amount of weight in a very short amount of time. So that's where I'm at. I have a very difficult time with food. Oh, but we're going to get off this subject. Speaking of food, the other day I thought, if I could have anything at all, what would I have? Of course, I got to make it. So there's that. But no, I was in one of those moods where my mother always called it the hungry horrors, where you want something and you don't know what you want. So all I could think of was rice pudding. And I have loved rice pudding and tapioca pudding since I was a kid. And I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Bread pudding, certain bread puddings, love those. So I made some rice pudding the other day, and it was great. When I made it, I like it warm. Now, there again, I know there's probably not very many people who eat it warm, but I like it that way. I like it cold too, but so I've been working away at that here and there. You know, I figure it's somewhat nutritious. You get the rice and the milk. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Yes. And yes, Richard said, you have a lot of great videos and I've been watching them again, getting some great ideas. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. Any of you who can watch my older videos It really does help me out because I cannot put out new content right now. I am going to try for some shorts, short form content, and I have also thought about re-releasing some of my older videos because I know sometimes newer subscribers don't go digging back to see what I have, which I have quite a few, because for a while I was putting them out every week, and then it was every other week, so I do have quite a few. But yes, thank you for everyone. The congrats on the 3 years and about, not being well. Thank you very much. Hi. Well, hello, Nancy. Guess who? It's Nancy. I know, that joke never gets old, does it, Nancy? Thank you, Glenda. Yes, I appreciate the understanding. And Lynn, you hit the nail on the head. She said it's hard, but you need to find out what's going on. Yes, I agree. Terry says her dad loved rice pudding. Yeah, I know why. The recipe I use is by Chef John. I just went on YouTube to find one day, and I just typed in rice pudding, and I love Chef John, so I use his recipe, and it makes just the right amount because I'm the only one here who eats it. My husband had never tried it, and then the last time I made it, he decided that he would try it, so I gave him a spoonful, and he was like, mm-mm. But I think it's because when people think pudding, they think like chocolate smooth pudding, No, it's not that. And I'm going to write that down. I want to talk about that in a minute, too. All right, let's see. Much love being sent your way. Thank you. Oh, love rice pudding. I don't care if it's hot or cold. See, that's me, too. Thank you for the hugs and everything. You guys are awesome. Okay. Oh, Terry loves Chef John. See, we always find more in common, Terry. Georgina says, mine is an onion sandwich when I don't know what I want. Well, I have never heard of that, but do you put anything on it? My husband and I both love onions. Terry says, Chef John, food wishes. Don't you love his cadence when he speaks? I heard a video one time where he said, people tell me that the way I talk is unique, but I don't hear myself, so I don't understand what you mean. It's just the way I talk. But I guess you'd say cadence because the way he expresses himself. I love rice pudding too, says Dana. I will pray for you. Oh, you guys are sweet. Jan says, onion sandwich. That's unusual. Lisa says, for all creators, if you do not have a description under your channel name on your YouTube page, well, I can't figure out how to get your link. All I do, Lisa, is, I guess I got to get you the sheet. I have a paper. I forgot you don't have it, and it's just like one symbol, and it will put their channel up there, their channel. But all I do is go to their main channel and go up to the www, and I copy that and paste it in. But I will make sure that either myself or Terry shares that information with you. I apologize. I thought you had it. Georgina says, butter or margarine, salt and pepper. Well, that's pretty simple. Katie Crafts says, a local Greek restaurant always had rice pudding as dessert when you bought an entree. Well, yum, yum. And Georgina says it's a Canadian thing. Jill's going to check out Chef John. Yes, you'll love him. Glenda says, friends, when you watch any of Marie's past videos, please make a comment. It helps it pop up again for others. Oh, thank you for that, Glenda. You're so sweet. I saw a comment earlier. She was on one of my older videos, so thank you very much. Lynn says she loves rice pudding. Was a staple growing up in the 70s just to fill our tummies up. Haven't made it in a while. Well, maybe now that's your reminder. Like I said, Chef John has a great recipe. I have made it with like the uncooked rice and just made it just like that. I have also used leftover rice to make his same recipe, and I find I like it better with the leftover rice, but that's just me. Yes, and Terry says, if anyone is here and has a channel, put a heart. I will drop it. Thank you, Terry. Terry says, oh, the bot is working. I thought it wouldn't work. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, because I get confused easily. And Georgina says she always makes comments on the older videos. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get to the sewing thing. Now, I didn't bring the bag up, but over 2 different What's Up Wednesdays, I had shown you guys a bag that I made easily 2 years ago. It is made with the chicken fabric by Lorelei Harris. I almost think I have some right here somewhere. Should have had this out beforehand. Okay, I don't have it out. I don't know where it is. But it's called Chicken Chic by Lorelei Harris. And you guys went nuts over, well, not nuts, but you guys liked the bag. And all I did was take fabric strips and just kept framing it until it was the size I wanted. And I had brought it up recently because I started using it, and I don't go out a whole lot, but when I go out, I was getting compliments and everything. I even got one the other night from the compliment from the male nurse who took care of me in the emergency room, because I had that as well as another tote bag with me. So his wife sews, and he just thought it was fantastic. So I want to make more. I love making tote bags. I've really been trying to push myself past my lack of sewing mojo and just do things. But as I explained, I have not felt well. I've had very little energy. I don't get a lot of sleep. So it's difficult to make yourself, even when you want to. But I started because an acquaintance of mine had seen this chicken bag, and I had my fabric downstairs, my Lorelei Harris cat fabric that I was looking at, trying to decide which ones on the panel I wanted to use to make a bag with. And when I saw her, when she was here, she saw that fabric and said, basically, if you make a cat bag, I will buy it from you. Well, it's not like a big thing of, oh, I'll buy it from you. It's, I wanted to make one anyway. So the other day, I know I didn't get very far, guys, but I know you understand it's why I haven't. But I got my cotton batting, and I decided on the 2 cats that I was going to use, one for each side of the bag. So this is the first scrap piece that will be going down. So what I did with my first one is I did sewing every 1/4 inch. I quilted it every 1/4 inch. I think they call it matchstick quilting. And that's what I want to do here. And then I would just put this down, stitch the 1/4 inch, flip it, and then stitch every 1/4 inch. And then the next piece that would go this way would get stitched this way. Now, does it all end up even? No, but it all ends up beautiful, scrappy looking. I love it. I love the look of it. So anyway, this is all I got started on, and I got stuck here the other day on this part. Before I even put the first pieces on, I realized I've got to stitch this down first. And I'm stuck on deciding on a thread color. How silly is that? But I'm thinking black. What do you think? Black. Because I think it would make the stitching stand out a little bit more, and I think I'll probably go with a 3 or a 3.5 millimeter stitch length. Anyway, in the comments section after the video, if you would let me know what you think, because I will be using all kinds of colors that I have prepped here. These are from some of the the Scrappy Strip Packs from Kimberly's shop. Actually, I'll link that in there. Let me write that down. I know I've shown you guys before, but you get a variety of scraps. And these are ones that I picked out especially for this project. But Terry or Lisa, would you be able to grab the Scrappy Strip Pack? I think is what its name is. That's how I refer to it, but I know you know what I mean. From her shop, if you would, and then I will drop the link below after the video. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Thank you for dropping everyone's links. Love it, love it. The bot with the short links is working. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, you know, like Nightbot, you mean, Terry. Okay. All right. Lynn says, yep, I remember that bag. And oh, I have that fun chicken fabric. It is fun. It makes it hard to decide which one to use, doesn't it? Jill says, my mom always made us sweet rice with milk over it. Yum, yum. Sewing Birch, I know your name. I know your first name. Would you please tell me? You'll probably have to tell me again too, but I'm sorry. I apologize. Laura says she's going to be listening, but have to drive my father to the senior center. Well, that's fine. We don't mind. Just no driving off the road looking for scraps alongside the road now. But you have a good afternoon. I hope your dad has a great time at the senior center. Betty says that she loves those kitties. And of course, Terry loves Lorelei fabric. I think there are many of us who do. Melissa says those cats are ridiculously cute. Well, thank you. I think they are. I just love her stuff. It's so whimsical. Richard said those are cute cat panels. Thank you. All right, let's see. June says, like your cat panels. Oh goodness, I'm really behind here. I got to catch up. Let me see here. Let me scroll down through. See what I'm missing. If I don't read your, I'll read your comment or your chat, but let's see. June likes the cat panels. Lynn said hi. Okay, I see she was saying hi to someone else. And there's Mona's channel. Yes, be sure to check out a lot of these channels. So many of you have channels. Great stuff out there. You would go neutral. I thought about that. I got gray out, actually, because Lisa Peg had sent me a gray. Oh, no, it was a different one. This is one that came in a thing with mine. Anyway, she sent me one, and I looked at that thinking possibly gray too. Looks like it will be a fun project. Thank you. Kimberly's fabrics are beautiful. Yes, they are. Hi, Gisela. Glad to have you here with us. I wondered if you would be here. Lisa says, gonna be one gorgeous bag, Marie. I wish Lorelei would bring back those fabulous chickens. They were so happy and a little crazy. Yes, they are. I'm glad I have the fabric. I was thinking this morning, the first fabrics of hers that I used were the nursing panels, which were the same size as the chickens and the cats. And they had, younger to older nurses. And I made the bags in the same way. The first one I did for our oldest daughter, who is a nurse, and then I made one for a friend who is also a nurse. And both of these ladies are fabulous at what they do. Or did. One of them's retired. Doesn't change the fact. I think, there's a lot of jobs in this world, but nursing is one of those ones where you make a difference every day in someone's life. Every day. All right. Anyway, I have made the nursing ones. I make each one different. I never make two of the same. But that was fun, and those are the ones that got me into Lorelei Harris fabric. I love her stuff. Love her stuff. So, let me see, what else did I have here? Oh, about food, because we always end up talking about food, like we did with the rice pudding. I'll make up, like, tuna or something. I'm the only one. Well, my husband will eat a tuna sandwich once in a while, but generally I eat it once I open a can. And every once in a while, whether it's chicken, tuna, whatever, I'll open it up and I'll put the mayonnaise with it, and I misjudge the amount of mayonnaise and I put too much. So then you're stuck with it, right? Au contraire, not so much. I was on YouTube, surprise, surprise, the other day, and I saw a little trick for that. And it was that if you get a little bit too much mayonnaise, or salad dressing, if you do use that, I won't judge you. If you get too much, crumble up a cracker. I used a Ritz cracker. I think I used 2. Crumble it into a fine crumb and throw it in there, and it absorbs the extra mayonnaise. And so what did I do when I made up tuna fish yesterday? I put in a little extra mayonnaise so that I could try this trick, and it worked. It worked wonderfully. And I think probably it was salt, but it had a little bit of a there's something different kind of. Not anything you could really distinguish, but probably just the salt of it. All right, let me catch up here. Yes, Terry put in the or somebody did, thank you. Nightbot, it shows Scrappy Strip Pack link, which like I said, I will edit into the description box a little later. Let's see. Yeah, people saying hello. Whoops. I have to scroll back. Lisa and Terry are talking. I got confused. Gisela asked how I am feeling. I actually addressed that a little while back, and I'll just get emotional if I go over it again. But today's a pretty good day, all things considered. But I kind of went over the more serious stuff a little earlier. If you wouldn't mind watching the replay, then I don't have to, But thank you for asking. Lynn says variegated thread. That's interesting. I would have to get some for that project. I think I own the variegated thread I have is autumn colors. Yeah. Okay, Judith says Lorelei retired from her fabric designing and has started a different medium. Yes, she has, but her website is still up and selling, and there's a whole bunch on sale over there, by the way. Also, speaking of sales, I got an email right before this live stream, so I don't have the link in the description, but I will. Over at MyFabricAddiction, she has the Frost Flower Quilt Kit for half off. If you're interested, I will put the link down below in the description box after today's video. Let's see. I have used crackers in my salad too. See, I had never heard that. Oops, goodness. I'm trying to scroll back and I lost it. Jill has her nurse fabric and made a bag for one of the nurses. That's awesome. I have pictures somewhere. I made it all like I had the nursing panel in the center or block in the center, and I just worked around it with different nursing fabrics and stuff. But yeah, they're fun, aren't they? They really are. But it's a good way to let them know that you appreciate what they do. Terry says, Jill, that's so sweet of you. I agree. And Dana says, what is Lorelei designing now? She's amazing. I don't know the answer to that, but someone might. Lisa says her nursing line was fun too. Spoonflower has her Lorelei's fabrics now. Watch for their 30% off sales. Spoonflower. Well, that's good to know. And like I said, I was on her website, I guess it was, this morning, and there was some that was, I don't want to say how much, but let's say some was 30% off and some was 40 or what have you. I wasn't there to shop. I was just there to look and see what's there, because I thought about looking into different panels that might interest me. But Kim says, hi there everyone, can't stay, gotta get ready for doctor's appointment. I totally get being under the weather, Marie. Ever since I became a dialysis patient in the fall. Yes, and that, my brother was on dialysis, well, when he was a teenager, and then again just recently before he got his transplant. So I know, I don't know firsthand how difficult it is, but I know looking into it what you must be going through. So that's a lot. It's a lot, Kim. Terry says, I don't know that she's doing anything new. Yeah, I'm not sure what her new projects are. I don't think they're fabric, but I don't know what they are. Okay, Gisela, you're fine. Thank you. Michelle says, hi, Marie and friends. I'll watch the replay. Hope everyone is staying warm. Well, thank you for being here, Michelle. I appreciate it, and I know everyone else does too. Have a great afternoon. Great afternoon. Thank you, Terry. There's the link for the Frost Flower Quilt Kit at MyFabricAddiction. And let's see. You also made a notebook cover with that nursing fabric. That's right, I did. I forgot that. Thank you. A lot of times people will say, remember that such and such you made? Because I was always sewing something, and sometimes it's hard to remember. I remember the nursing notebook cover now that you say it, but I had kind of forgotten about it. So thank you for the reminder. All right, Glenda says, Kimberly's quilt kits are great. I have purchased several. Everything is cut for me. Gotta love that, friends. Oh, absolutely. Dana says, I got my granddaughter the tennis panels. Spoonflower is where I got mine. I just saw those this morning on Lorelei's website. I can't remember if that was one of the ones on sale or not. That's great. I assume your granddaughter likes tennis. Thank you, Georgina. Judith says, I think it's shells and rocks. And Terry says, a lot of Lorelei's fabric is $5 a yard right now. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. Before I go any further, I have two quotes for you guys. So you never know what I'm going to bring you. One of them is sewing related and one of them isn't. So let's do the sewing one first. A whip, a WIP. We've seen this, we've heard this, you may have even used the term. But WIP stands for Works in Progress. But let's be honest, it's really more like waiting in piles. Now how true is that, right? That's really, I mean, stacks of fabric. You clean your sewing room and then, well, I'm not going to swing the camera, but over there is some stacks of fabric. They're little stacks because I was cleaning. I was chatting with my friend Lisa Marie a week or so ago, and I cleaned my sewing room. Because you know how time flies when you're chatting. You know, you're chatting with a friend and time just flies. All right, quote number 2 is non-sewing related. But it's very true. Maybe even more true than the first quote. Be the reason that someone feels welcomed, seen, heard, valued, loved, and supported. Because when is there a time that there isn't someone who needs that? Okay? But I just love that. Be the reason that someone feels welcomed, seen, heard, valued, loved, and supported. Those are it. Okay. Georgina, working from my stash this year. Nah, sales. Asking where the fabric is for $5 a yard. And Terry grabbed that link. Thank you, Terry. Oh, Doris, goodness, I knew. See, I knew. I'm going to write this down. I don't know why I can't remember that. You told me. Thank you. The sewing birch. Well, I guess I don't have to wonder where Doris is now. She's here. Thank you, Jan. You have a wonderful rest of your week. She says she's got to get it going. Well, if you got to get it going, we understand. Lynn says she has several whips that need to get finished this year. Well, you got most of the year left to do it. How's that? Anyway, Jan, thank you for being here with us, and take care. We all need that in life. Oh, Betty, you are so right. You are so right. Let's see. Lisa says, wishing you luck, Georgina. I'm trying, and though I deserve no pats on my back, I'm doing okay. Yeah, they're talking about buying or not buying fabric. Richard says, my older sister has passed away, but she was a registered nurse. Well, I'm sorry for the loss of your sister, but I bet it's a good feeling to know of the number of people that she must have helped. Both of my grandmothers were nurses, and I think about that often, you know, their patients, you know. Maybe you have a patient for a day, maybe you have them for weeks, but you take care of them because that's your job, and it means a lot to the patient. So nurses are so very important. Lynn says she already broke the no-spend thought this year because Missouri Star Quote Company had some great sales prices. Yeah, whips and UFOs, says Doris. That's for sure. And Richard said it was several years ago when his sister passed. Well, either way, it's sad, and I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I think that's all I had for today. I generally run out of things right about the 45-minute mark. You know, I think I'm going to go on Amazon. I had a couple of people message me over the last couple of weeks because they had wanted to get something from my Amazon list, but I haven't updated it in forever. So there has been people who purchased what I did have on there or whatever. So I don't really know. I'm going to go take a look when I'm in the recliner there a little later. Let's see. Terry says, nurses are servers. They're amazing people. Yes, they are. It takes a special person to want to do that job. You know, as I said earlier, in my opinion, there's so many different career paths that someone could take. But when you go into nursing, you're putting yourself out there and you're taking care of people, and it's a very important thing. I agree. Oh, Jill says I'm a nurse for 38 years. Well, there you go. Thank you for that. And Michelle says, Lynn, I was doing good in January until my husband told me they had bolts for sale. Had to buy one. His fault. Well, of course. Doris said, I was my husband's dialysis nurse for 5 years until he passed in 2024. Yes, and you did really well. She would come into the live chat and say, have to go hook my husband up, or just got my husband hooked up to dialysis, and then she would come chat with us. Georgina says, have several pieced tops, better known as flimsis. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading. I don't know what that is. Doing one a month, total of 6. I'll have to decipher that here in a little bit. Laura said she has a daughter that is a NICU nurse. Oh, the little babies. The little babies. Oh, yes. Michelle's telling Doris she's sorry, and yeah, it's been tough. I know Glenda lost her. I'm not going to get into all the names because some of you have gone through this. But yeah, so right now, before we end, I need to do the drawings before we leave. So The first thing I want to say is that the last 3 names I have drawn for fabric postcards have not claimed their prize. 2 out of the last 4 fabric winners did not come forward. So, until I feel a little better, I'm just going to do the fabric prize drawings from My Fabric Addiction. Remember, she gives these away, okay? I was making the postcards and sending them out, and right now I understand that not everyone checks their notifications, but to have so many in a row that just haven't claimed them, it gets a little bit discouraging for me as well, okay? So for right now, we're just going to do the fabric drawing, okay? So let me get my iPad, and we are going to see who wins the fabric for this week. Now, if you missed the beginning of this, I tell how to go about getting this. Let me see. Oh, okay. Judith said that I should be getting something soon. Well, thank you. Happy mail. She says, I am destashing and thought of you. Well, that's very sweet of you. Thank you, Judith. All right. And I've already clicked. I haven't looked. Aw, Doris says, thank you for remembering. I remember all that. Sometimes I'll forget names here and there, but I try. Judith says, I forgot to put a note in the package. Well, that's okay. It's the thought that counts. I appreciate that. Glenda says, really enjoyed being back with you, Marie, mods, and friends. Gotta run. Big hugs. Big hugs right back at you, Glenda. Take care. All right, let's do this drawing. And then I'll go back. Uh-oh, this person's here. I have to turn down the brightness. This person is here. Judith French. We were just chatting. Whoops. She wrote, I really enjoy our chats, especially in the winter. I do not leave the house, so I like the communication. I made a quilt for my niece's VFW post this month out of my fabric stash and the purchase of a panel. Well, congratulations, Judith. You won the prize from My Fabric Addiction. Thank you to them. Thank you to you for being a great subscriber. It's wonderful. So we're all happy for Judith. Yay! Okay, let me see what's happening here. Georgina, a top that needs sandwiching and quilting and binding. Well, that will keep you busy. Lynn says, take care, Marie. Thank you. Take care out there, everyone. Terry says, Marie, I used to get a notification if someone replied to a message. I do not get those anymore. I don't know why. That is odd. That is odd. I wonder why. Because I feel bad. I mean, like I said, but I don't know people's emails or whatever, and I don't know how to get a hold of them. And a lot of times, the person's YouTube name is not the same as a name they use elsewhere. Laura says, Marie, your health is most important. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Everyone's saying congratulations. That's awesome. So what I will do is I go to your winning comment and I will just tell you my email address and you can send me your mailing information so I can forward it along to Kimberly. Oh, better late than never, they say. Hello, Giovanna. We're just getting ready to leave. Oh, I'm sorry. She said she didn't get a notification. Now, Terry is talking about when you make a comment and someone replies to your comment on YouTube, and she's saying she's not receiving emails about that. See, I don't receive an email for it. I do if... I'm trying to describe. How I get my notification is when I go into YouTube, up at the very top, there's a bell, and it will be lit up, and I click it, and it will say, Terry posted a video, or Terry replied to your comment. So that's how I get mine. I know there's more than one way to do it. So thank you, Gisela. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for all your input. And I appreciate even those of you, I don't mean even those of you, but I don't want to forget to say, even those of you who are not in the chat, I appreciate you. Whether you're watching live, you're listening, you're in the chat, you're not in the chat, you're watching the replay. Thank you, everyone. So whatever your weather is, wherever you are, I hope that you're warm and comfortable today, although I hope you're not at like 120 degrees, like in Australia, or something crazy like that. And thank you for hanging out with me today. I really love spending time with you guys, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, okay? And remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. And I'll see you next time. It might not be next week, okay? I'm just going to put that out there right now. I have a lot going on, a lot coming up for testing and such. And usually they would say, I would say, I'll take anything but a Wednesday. But at this point, I'll take whatever they've got and I can get in for. Take care. Have a great rest of your day and